morning, students. You have already known that today we are going to learn unseen passages. So comprehension of unseen passages means a complete understanding of the passage. The main objective of comprehension is to test one's ability to grasp the meaning of a given passage properly and one's ability to answer in one's own words the questions based on the passage. And there are three different styles of reading an unseen passage. They are skimming, scanning, and in-depth reading. So after all, today we are going to learn unseen passage, lecture number 58. Students, let's go back what we learned from previous lesson. We have learned preposition of place, examples of preposition of place, preposition of time, examples of preposition of time. So have you remembered? Introduction of unseen passage. Read the passage very fast. Read every lines of the paragraph to understand it. Underline important lines of the passage to answer the questions. It will also help you to understand the main idea of the passage. So from here, what we learned, at the time of making the answer of the questions from unseen passage, you have to read the passage very quick and you have to read all the lines properly, and you should underline the important word or important sentence. You should underline, then it will be easy for you to find out the answer. What is unseen passage? Comprehension of an unseen passage means which is not included in your syllabus. It will come from outside of your book. The main aim is to understand the whole passage properly and clearly. From here, what we learn? Unseen passage means the passage which will not come from your English for Today book. It will come from outside of your book. So, at the time of making answer, you should read the whole passage properly. Then it will be easy for you to find out the answer of the question. What is difference between seen and unseen passage? A seen passage is a paragraph which is already seen or read by you. But an unseen passage is a paragraph which is not seen or read by you before. Fortunately, it may be common if you practice it more and more. So what is told here? Seen passage means in your English for Today book, which will come, it is called seen passage, and unseen passage will come from outside of English for Today book. Unfortunately, it may be common if you practice it more and more. Okay. How to read the passage? Read the passage first to last, otherwise you will not be able to give the answers of the questions. So what you have to do? You have to read the whole passage properly. Then it will be helpful for you to find out the answer. Then read the important lines very fast, which comes at the very beginning of the passage. So then you have to read the important line or lines. And last one, in this way you have to read the passage to find out the answer of the questions. So by following this, you can find out the answer of the questions properly. Important tips. Use your pencil to identify the answers of the specific questions. If you read the passage quickly and use pencil, I think it will help you to find out the answers. So what you have to do? You can use pencil to identify the answers of the specific questions. You have to underline the difficult words, or which words you think it may be the answer of the questions, then you can underline it. And if you read the passage quickly and use pencil, then the passage will be smaller, and next time it will be easy for you to find out the answer of the questions easily. How do you answer unseen passages? The following steps you can apply to find out the answer of the question. Step 1. At first, read the question and go to the passage. So firstly, you have to read the question properly and then you have to go to the passage. Step 2. Search the answer from the underlined sentences which is marked with pencil. What is still here? Search the answer of the underlined sentences which you marked with pencil. You have already underlined some words or sentences which will be answer of the questions. In this way you can see the underlined word or sentences, then you can find out the answer of the questions. Step 3. Try to take the appropriate answer. So when you write down the answer, you should try to take the appropriate answer. And step 4. If you did not get the answer, reread the question. When you will not able to get the answer, you must read the question again. In this way you can find out the answer of the questions. Use several techniques. It is better to leave difficult word or words. Then improve your vocabulary. This is very important thing, that if you have more vocabulary, then it will be helpful for you to find out the answer of the questions. And then use a pencil while reading. At the time of reading, you can use pencil. You can underline the important lines. Try to answer quickly. Then improve reading speed. When you reading out the passage, you will try to read the passage quickly. And last one, give relevant answer. This is important thing. Sometimes you give irrelevant answer. That times your mark is cut. So try to give the relevant answer. Students, now we will learn the unseen passage. So what is the unseen passage? What about the passage? The passage is about penguin. So students, have you seen penguin? And do you know penguins mostly live in where? Okay. By learning this unseen passage, we will learn all the answers of the questions. So let's try. Penguins are a group of aquatic flightless birds living mostly in Antarctica. You know, penguins are what? A group of aquatic. Aquatic means those who grow or live in or near water. And they are group of aquatic birds, and they are also flightless birds. Flightless means those birds which are not able to fly. These are called flightless birds. Penguins have dark and white feathers. So they have what? Dark and white feathers. They have flippers for movement in water. So what? Flipper means what? Flipper means a broad flat limb without finger used for swimming in water. So by using the flippers, penguins move in the water. Most penguins feed on fish, squid, and other forms of sea life caught while swimming underwater. So what? Most of the penguins live on squid. Squid means which one used as the fish food. These are called squid. And other forms of sea life caught while swimming water. While they swimming underwater, that time they takes the squids as a food. They spend half of their life on land and half in the oceans. So what? They are used to live half of their life in oceans and half of their life on land. In this way, they maintain their life. Emperor penguins are the largest living species, and the blue or fairy penguins are the smallest species. So what is told here? Emperor penguins. Emperor penguins are the largest living species here. Where? In Antarctica. And the blue or fairy penguins are the smallest species in Antarctica. So emperor penguins, most of the emperor penguins live in Antarctica, and the blue or fairy penguins, the smallest species, live here in Antarctica. Most of the penguin species live in large colonies. So in large colonies, most of the penguins species live. And penguins are not afraid of human beings. Usually penguins are not afraid of human beings. Okay. Here one difficult word, species. Species means a group of living organisms consisting of same individuals. This is probably because penguins have no land enemy in Antarctica. So what is? Most probably the penguins have no land enemy in Antarctica. Instead, they are at a risk in a sea from sharks or leopard seal. Instead, or on the other hand, they are at a risk to whom? Shark or leopard. Shark means a long-bodied fish with a hard skeleton, and leopard is a large solitary cat that has brown coat with black spots. In 1986, Silvio Mojola created a famous penguin cartoon character named Pingu. So this is the discussion of unseen passages. By following this unseen passages, we have to give the answer of some questions. We have to fill the blank spaces, and we have also find out the true and false statement. Now we will go to the next one. Now fill in the blanks. Students, you have to fill up the blank space by taking the appropriate word from the passage. So let's start. A dash feed on fish, squid and sea creatures. So according to the text, This answer is at the very beginning of the passage. We find this answer. So here penguins will be the correct answer. So penguins feed on fish, squid and sea creatures. B. Most of penguins species live in a large dash. So according to the text, here correct answer will be colonies. So most of penguin species live in a large colonies. C. They have dash for movement in water. So answer will be flippers. They have flippers for movement in water. Students, in this way you have to find out the answer from the text. Okay. Students, now you have to write T for true statement and F for false statement. You know, if the statement is true, that time you have to write down T. If the statement is false, that time you have to write F. So let's try. A. Penguins are not like to live in a group of aquatic. So according to the text, this is false statement. Okay, at the very beginning of the passage, we find this statement where written penguins are like to live in a group of aquatic. But here written penguins are not like to live in group of aquatic. That's why it is false statement. So you have to write F. B. Penguins are not afraid of human beings. So we can find this statement at the last of the passage. At the last sentence, this statement mentioned. So here what is written? Penguins are not afraid of human beings. So according to the text, this is true statement. So you have to write T. C. In 1986, Silvio Mojola created a famous penguin cartoon character named Pingu. So according to the text, this is true statement. So you have to write T. In this way, you have to find out the true or false statement. Okay. Now answer the following questions. Here 3 questions mentioned. You have to write these 3 questions answer by following unseen passage. So let's try to make the answer of the questions. A. Where do penguins mostly find? At the very beginning of the passage, we have already seen that penguins are a group of aquatic flightless birds living mostly in Antarctica. And B. Name the smallest penguin species. Here you are told to write down the smallest penguin species. Answer will be the blue or fairy penguins are the smallest species. C. Why are penguins not afraid of the human beings? Answer. Penguins are not afraid of human beings because they have no land enemy in Antarctica. They have no land enemy in Antarctica, that's why they are not afraid of human beings. Learning outcome from today's lesson. So what we learned from this lesson? After reading the unseen passage, students will learn about how to use appropriate word in the blank space, how to find out true or false statements, how to answer of the question. So we learn these informations from the unseen passage. Dear students, these are the discussions from unseen passage. I think all of you have understood, and you must practice more and more. Then it will be easy for you to find out the answer of the questions. And fortunately, it may be common to you if you practice more and more at home. So that's all for today. Thank you everyone. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum.